Well, perhaps as predicted in the previous episode, we are returning for our new week in this Rhyl 1879 Builder Nation with a celebration. But to what extent is the question today? We are not top of the league, so it looks like we'll be taking advantage of one of the 2 extra promotion slots this season. But can we find a way to clinch top spot? And more importantly, we've got to meet our first youth intake. And let me tell you something, there is a surprise in there. Yes, hello and welcome along to part 10 of this FM26 Builder Nation story, a Rhyl rebuild with me, Daniel. With Rhyl 1879, the Phoenix Club, we have secured the first part of our journey. After getting back in form in the last couple of episodes, we have secured a top 2 spot and promotion to the Welsh Premier League next season. If it had just been the single promotion spot, as it will be again from next year though, we might not have made it because, as you can see, we have dropped to second place below Mould Alex on goal difference, and with 2 games to go in the season, we don't know whether there's a chance to win the title or not. We'll find out the answer to that today by playing our last 2 games of the season. We will meet our first youth intake and see what we've got to look forward to there. And then, of course, tomorrow, before we go and get into Season 2 and prepare for our top tier debut in this save, we will go and look at what we're doing with the squad, what we're doing in the background, and what sort of budgets we've got to work with. So over the next 2 episodes, we will finish this season, review it, and preview what you can look ahead to in Season 2. If you're looking forward to it and like the sound of that, then please do chuck a thumbs up on the video. A massive thank you for the support with the series so far. But we've done the first thing. We've taken advantage of those extra 2 spots in the first season. Now we've got to go to the next level. We've got 2 games today, which bizarrely are separated by 2.5 weeks. But let's go and talk about the youth intake. You've probably seen a couple of little messages floating around. And actually, it was a little bit of a surprise to me, this one, because I had the youth intake and I got to it just before I started a stream a few days ago. I had to leave it overnight and didn't see the message till the morning. And this is what we encountered, because don't forget, this was a youth intake that was previewed as being awful across the board. Well, let's see what it actually does, because a new intake of youth players has been confirmed, and crucially, 1 elite prospect was picked out. Now, we've had a little look through them, and I've got to show you one, because it's led by the very gifted Hamza Ahmed, who has a real chance of developing into a golden generation. Now, this sort of message is very common early in these sorts of saves, because your players are of a certain standard, and youth players, if they all reach their best, can normally match it, which would then be considered a golden generation because they're first team level. And if we go and have a look, you can see the potential is there. So like, a lot of them have got sort of between 3, 4, 4.5 star potential. But there's only one player who I've looked through and thought they're going to make it. And there's no doubt it's this boy at the top. Hamza Ahmed is a 15-year-old Welsh striker, 2-star ability, 5-star potential. I've already tied him down to a 3-year youth contract. And all I can say is look at him. He is a brilliant player at 15. He's a channel forward naturally rather than a target man. But crucially, he's already 6 foot. He's got a jumping reach. He's naturally fit. He can accelerate fairly well. His finishing and heading attributes are both solid, as are his composure, his determination. His technique's good. I mean, he's got everything to be a very solid pro. He's already the 3rd best striker at our club. He's not that far off Seb Bolton. And we've actually had a bit of a situation with Havard where we can't get him a new contract. He wants a massive pay rise and he's not as good as Bolton for me. So I think as we continue our build next year, I'm actually going to make Ahmed my backup striker. If we've still got Jack Parry at the club, we've got an extra option if he does really struggle. I think he's ready to come straight in as the backup and I love to see him develop. He's not got the best personality in the world, but he's left-footed. He doesn't take long shots, which means he's hopefully going to be unselfish and create good opportunities. I think he's a gem. For my first season, he's probably not going to be with us to the top, but that is a player beyond my expectations. And again, if we can get him to his top level, he may help another club in the nation, 3, 4, 5 years down the line, when we're potentially done with him, depending on what his ceiling is. A few of the others are okay. The best of the rest is probably Jack Scott, who if I hover over, balanced personality. He's got some key attributes that are okay. We'll try and develop them to be good enough to help other clubs in the nation. But overall, there is only one player here realistically that is going to make first team level for us. But boy, is he a proper talent for season 1. It blew me away, to be honest, especially after the youth intake preview we got. So with a pleasant surprise out the way there, let's move on to what has been a very solid couple of weeks on the pitch, because since you were last with me, it's been the story of the narrow victories. You were with me as we got that draw against Gresford Athletic and went out the cup. Following it, we won 1-0 away from home in the league. Not even going to try and pronounce that one. 1-0 victory thanks to Havard. And then last time out, a 2-1 win against Denby Town at home. Dakin and Havard from the penalty spot with the goals give us a victory and secure us promotion. Denby Town are now looking like falling away after a big season near the top. And speaking of other stories in the nation, look at what could happen here. For the strength of the Welsh Premier League next season, if Newtown could sneak into third, or even Llandudno could still do it, that may be a really positive thing for the top tier. Or is it better that we build sides that have got smaller reputations and then maybe some of the others come up next season? I don't know. We'll wait and see. We've got 2 games to go, and this weekend, Newtown are playing Mould Alexandra. That's a big game in our title race and in the promotion spot for third. And we are, of course, in action against Guilsfield, 2nd v 3rd. So all of the top 4 coming up against each other, and it will probably decide who takes all of those top 4 spots, unless Denby want to sneak in and steal it. So let's go and head into the penultimate game of the season. We just want to enjoy these last 2. We are going to try and integrate a few others into the team at times, get them appearances off the bench and whatever. And of course, it's very important that we start getting people tied down for next year. I've started to do it already, but we'll do that in a season review tomorrow and reflect on what I'm going to carry through to next season. But there's still a chance for some of them. All 4 players we've got on loan are out of contract this summer. None of them willing to discuss terms with us yet. Maybe after the promotion we'll get a chance. Big news is that we have got Seb Bolton back. He was on the bench last week, and this time, I think he's going to start for the first time since his injury. He'll go up front for Havard, who's refusing to sign a new deal. And Hamza Ahmed, already into the first team, will be on the bench for the first time and make his senior debut today. We've got Ali back from international duty, but he's struggling physically. Fisher is there, and he's a very good player, to be honest. He's done really well so far. I don't know whether I want to bring Bissix in, a youngster who, again, has bundles of potential. But again, I think I might just do that from the substitutes bench. So I think the squad pretty much picks itself at the minute. There are a couple of positions where we could go for certain options. I'm looking at maybe Cavanda starting instead of Lowry Matondo, trying to remember how well he did in the last game. Not too great. So we'll go to the 2 players that are going to be ours next season. Parry for Evans is another one I'm looking at. Parry's not had a good few weeks, if we're being honest. He struggled for form, so I'm just going to leave him out as punishment here. But this is the team, and the big news, of course, Seb Bolton back in up front. Spinelli in goal, Muscat and Baldwin the fullbacks. Senior joined by Fisher due to Ali's international duty. Dakin and Howard the midfield 2. Lafondra and Kawanda out wide. Then Corey Evans in as the number 10. And he's back behind Bolton up front. Fantastic news for us. And a debutant behind him will get a run out later today. Can't wait to see him in action. But for now, let's just go and get into it. Well, here we go. And one name I do recognise in the Guilsfield side is Alfie Bangs, who we looked at in pre-season. I think he also popped up in the scout reports of the Bedford save on Twitch. But they're a good side. Look, they're up in 3rd place. They're competing for promotion. We've got a couple of good pros on the bench as well in Fitton and Torre. So let's just see how they get on. They're playing a back 3. We're going to try and get the lads to impress us. And of course, we've got an inspired Seb Bolton back up front. I love him to come back with a goal, get a good hour under his belt. And then we can go back to our favourite part of these saves, which is introducing youth talent and developing them. Into the first half we go. Promotion already secured. We can relax a bit. But can we go and win the title? With Mould Alex playing the other side in the top 4, this is going to be a big week for deciding who goes to the Welsh Premier League and what position they'll go there in. Well, no highlights in the first 15 minutes, but big news in the title race. Mould Alex 1-0 up at Newtown, which both harms them getting promotion, but also harms us getting a title. But I guess it kind of proves why we're starting in this nation. If we finish 2nd, proves it's the right decision because we're making the most of those extra spots. And half an hour gone here, we've had some chances, but nothing that's been worthy of a highlight, though. Here's Seb Bolton to Evans, and we'd expect to be a bit rusty going forward. Kawanda's been injured a lot in recent weeks. Bolton's been out for 3 months. We're not going to be on top form. As Muscat gets the ball at left back. Inside to Fisher. Goes for the big one over the top. Evans down for Bolton on the volley. Oh, that would have been some comeback, wouldn't it? Seb Bolton made a brief substitute appearance in the last game. His first start back and nearly scores an audacious volley from 20 yards. So far, that's been the only real chance of note, and it's been a quiet half against a very good side. What is the score with Mould Alex now? Still 1-0, and it looks like maybe Llandudno will come along late on. They're 2-0 up. Denby winning as well. Getting very interesting in that battle for third as Coanda on the left, looking for that cross. We know he's got it in there. It's headed away, only as far as Jenkins, but now they can break Guilsfield. And there's a lot more pressure on them to do well here. It means more to them this game. Are we going to see a shock at the cards here? A good shot from distance, straight to Spinelli. We can deal with that all day, but a very good counter-attack. With 5 to half time, I wouldn't say we look wholly convincing yet. Maybe we need a 15-year-old hero to come on. Approaching half time, it's been a quiet game so far. But to be honest, we can't complain. We've secured promotion, and I would have taken that. From where we were 2 or 3 episodes ago, where we were panicking, we weren't winning a game at all. We're in a good position here as Baldwin flying down the right, trying to get us on top with a 1-2. Lafondra plays it back to him. He gets to the byline. Good ball in. Evans is up. Keeper down for Dakin. And on the rebound, he takes advantage. It's a scrappy goal. It's not the best one we'll ever score. But Harry Dakin has put it in. He's been a brilliant addition in midfield this year. A great find on loan. It's a shame he won't discuss or even consider the idea of a permanent deal. But what a player. He's probably destined for bigger and better things. Probably an EFL career for a start. But on the stroke of half time, he keeps us in the title race. And as it stands, we're back level and just 1 behind on goal difference to Mould Alex, who I think are still 1-0 up. They are top of the league at the moment. We're about to catch up. The table hasn't updated yet. So let's address the team. Say we're happy with how we're going. But yeah, we can do a little bit better than that. Let's see if we can in the second half. We're in good control of the match, but not creating too much. We've got to keep an eye on Bolton. We don't want any injury reoccurrences. And we've got to keep an eye on Mould Alex, who are still winning by 1-0. Well, 5 minutes gone in the second half, and we're back with our visitors on the left-hand side, trying to get in behind, but Senior does well. He finds Baldwin, the standing skipper at right back. Carries down the line, and again, really taking the game to the opposition. Already got 1 assist. Can he find a cross now? He knows Bolton's back in the middle, which he hasn't had for months. Wright knocks it down. It falls for Coanda. And I tell you what, their goalkeeper, if they don't go up this year, might be what they want to improve, because he's come and flaps at a few crosses, and 2 of them we've taken advantage of. Baldwin just putting balls into the box, trusting that the goalkeeper will make a hash of it. He does just that. Flaps, gets a tiny hand to it, and Coanda has got an empty net to put it into. Lovely first touch and a controlled finish. 2-0, and it should be game over. And I think that puts us level on points and level on goal difference with Mould Alex. It then comes down to who scored more, and it's pretty tight in that front as well. Unfortunately, Mould Alex are just on top. An hour approaching, we're going to look at Bolton in a few minutes. Just going to give it 4 or 5 more. Maybe at the 65 mark we'll make the change. Probably Coanda needs to come off then as well. So let's get it done. Off comes Seb Bolton. Debut for Hamza Ahmed. Really excited about this one. He's still a decent target man as well, so no need to change the tactic there. Larry Matondo will replace Coanda, who's struggling physically. Didn't want to plan to give him 90. Lafondra will switch sides. Evans has had an average game, so we'll get Jack Parry on, who will be here next year. Who else do we go for? Left back. Bissix will come on for Muscat. And then the other ones on the bench. Baker will be going, and it's the 2 midfielders. But Lightfoot is the one with a contract. So let's get him on for Howard, who's had a pretty average game. 5 changes made, 25 to go. But it's all about one man now. A debut for Hamza Ahmed, the youth intake star. Can he produce the goods? We've got a throw on the left with Bissix, the other youngster, who was brilliantly brought in January by the director of football. 1-2 with Dakin, into the box. Headed away by Miller as far as Matondo. Play short to Dakin. There's 2 wide options, but Parry finds Lafondra, and he curls one just wide from the edge of the box. Lovely football again. We're looking really confident here. We're pushing, and us and Mould Alex, the 2 standout sides of the division, surprisingly so as well, really competing for this title as Dakin has got a corner. Who's in there at the back stick, and will he find them? Up towards it. The keeper flaps again. Baldwin brings it down. Hamza Ahmed just over. Oh, almost. Almost for the youngster. Confidence to take it on, but unfortunately, it stays 2-0. Mould Alex have just got a second as well, you can see above my head. They go back in front in the goal difference race when it comes to the title here. And we've got defending to do. This could put a 2-goal swing in it. I say conceding a goal wouldn't be a disaster here. It might be crucial in terms of winning the league. It's been a really, really good performance And you would have sort of forgiven the lads if it wasn't today. As Dakin picks the ball up for Lafondra. Can we just get Ahmed a goal? Matondo on the right. There's two in the middle. Matondo might go alone here. There's two across the box. It's just beyond Ahmed, who was arriving. And it's cleared as far as a throw-in. Oh, it could have been the moment. He's had a couple of sniffs, but great to have these low-pressure games to bring him in for. As Bissix will throw in from the left-hand side. Who's he got in support? It's Dakin, who's fouled. Chance to get it into the box. Is he going to be poaching? Is he going to be ready? We're into stoppage time. Lafondra in, headed away, but he'll get a second chance. Finds Lowry Matondo, and now Ahmed. Plays to Baldwin, back to Ahmed again. Might shoot, it deflects to Parry, and his shot's brilliantly saved. I think it was tipped onto the crossbar. Almost got an assist there on his debut. As Florey gets down the right, we don't want to concede here. And Dakin makes sure of it. Another cheeky foul. He's committed a few of them. I'm very happy with that performance. Did Mould Alex stay 2-0 up? Because that will keep them one clear on the goal difference front. And going into the final game of the season, the title race and the race for third could not be much closer. Mould Alex do win 2-0. They're one clear on goal difference. So we're basically, because we've scored less goals, we're going to have to win by 2 goals more than them on the final day. Guilsfield stay in third despite losing to us. Llandudno closed the gap to 1 with a win against Ruffin Town. Newtown lose to stay 1 behind. Denby Town then lose as well to stay 2 behind by the looks of it. And with 1 game to go, 4 teams could yet nick third and 2 could yet win the title. And more importantly, look at the bottom of the league. Airbus Town, one of the favourites for pre-season promotion, obviously a side we managed in a head coach a couple of years back. They are 1 point from safety and they need us to do them a big favour on the final day because they could get drawn into the 3rd tier. And may I remind you, James Chester at the start of this season rejected becoming our director of football to go to Airbus. Did we dodge a bullet with that one? Well, we are back for the final game of the season, a home to the bottom team of the league for what should be a win and a celebration. And it's even more important than that because if we go and look at a JD North table, something I didn't notice until a moment ago, Mould Alex, due to, I presume, a ground share or something, or maybe a cup performance for the other team, I don't know, have actually played their last game already and they've drawn against Flint Mountain last Saturday. So now, if we draw this game, we know we're not going to win the league. If we lose it, we know we're not going to win the league. However, if we win this match at home to the, or away to the bottom team, we have got the opportunity to win the title on the final day. To be honest, I'm more excited to see the battle for third. Will one of the 2 big boys nick in and get that final spot? Or will Guilsfield or Denby manage to hold on to it? Let's go and find out the answer together. I've made a couple of adjustments to the team. I've not taken the mick or anything. Ali has come back in the skipper because he's back from international duty. That drops Fisher down to the bench. And I've dropped Muscat out for Bissix to give him his first league start. He's played a couple of cup games, but not in a league from the start. So looking forward to seeing what he can do. Not his favourite position, but he'll do a job. And then going forward, Jack Parry comes in as the number 10. Hamza Ahmed is on the bench again. And I've also promoted one more, put both centre midfielders there. Because Kieran Baker has left the club, which is a shame. Because I was going to give him one last hurrah today. But not to be. This is the 11 we've gone for. And Hamza Ahmed will feature off the bench again. Maybe him or Bolton will get a goal today. Well, here we are, and despite being bottom of the 2nd tier, there's a few big names in this Penrhyncoch team. They've got Jan Collar, Jeff Callaway and Daniel John, all recognisable names from the Welsh League pyramid. And to be fair to them, they've got a chance of relegating Airbus to the 3rd tier. So from a story point of view for Welsh football, this could be really interesting. For now, though, let's go and address the team. Let's go and tell the lads to impress us. No reaction from those front 3 who physically are struggling. And that's the only reason we're perhaps not in the best of form. Going to encourage Bissix so there's no pressure on him. And then Spinelli and Senior at the back. I want you to make the difference. Plenty of motivation, plenty of excitement. And we know that a win gets us the title. There is no bigger incentive than to nick the trophy on the final day. When, to be honest, we've been playing second fiddle to Mould Alex for pretty much from week 1. Let's see if we can go and steal it today as we go away from home to the bottom side and potentially relegate them in the process. Well, we've got defending to do with 20 gone. It's not been a positive start, but it has for Newtown, who are making the run in that battle for third. They're 2-0 up at Ruffin Town, and at the moment are getting promoted, as we almost concede at the back post. Bissix missing his header there. We've brought in a youngster, and maybe it's going to cost us the result. Airbus are playing Llandudno. That's still goalless at the moment. So it looks like Newtown might steal it in the end, unless Guilsfield can get ahead, as Baldwin gets the ball from Howard, and now Senior. Baldwin again to Lafondra, and he will work down the right-hand side. Gavander's on the switch if he can find him, but Lafondra carrying it alone, finds Parry, finds Lafondra again, great run. Bolton's in the middle, but he doesn't find him. It's a little bit selfish, that. Goes for the personal glory, and is straight at the goalkeeper. Still 0-0. No other scores that are of note so far. Very quiet in most of the games. So Newtown will be very happy at the moment. 10 minutes to the break. We're dominating the match without creating anything clear-cut. I think you can see the rustiness and a lack of fitness in some of our attacking players that are starting today. Maybe though, Hamza Ahmed will save the day as there's a big goal in the North battle for third. Guilsfield have gone 1-0 down at home to Gresford Athletic, who have got a bizarrely brilliant away record. So Newtown are going to nick third as it stands. They're on to 49 points. And for the nation, that could be huge because they are one of the most reputable clubs at this level. Let's go and tell the boys we're not happy. No, I'm going to say we can still win it. And again, I'm going to try and get a reaction out of a couple. Parry's not reacted, neither has Bissix. Go on, you've got the ability to make a difference. Let's see if they can. As we go straight from the start of the second half, are we going to be able to start quickly? Or will we just get the customary 10 seconds? It's the latter, unfortunately. Well, here we are with 25 remaining. And bizarrely, we've got defending to do. And Baldwin does it well. Really playing well in the last few weeks. Out to Lafondra on the right. And now he's flying forward to try and overlap. Here he is on the right-hand side. Bolton's in the middle. It's a good cross towards him. Headed away as far as Coanda, who can get it back in again. Coanda to the byline. Bolton's in the middle. Oh, that's the perfect way to finish the season. If we nick top spot, the chicken dance is out. But Seb Bolton, after 3 months injured, is back in and has scored a crucial goal. He puts us 1-0 up. Coanda provides it, which again is pretty fitting given how most of this season is gone. And that's a lovely send-off for Bolton, who will get cheered off in a minute so the youngster Hamza Ahmed can come on. What a fantastic moment for us. I'll just hold off 5 more on the subs now. And now we'll make them with 20 to go. Not going to go mad at the minute. Going to take off Dakin in central midfield. He's going to be replaced by maybe Lightfoot again, actually, I think. He'll come on as the box-to-box midfielder. Parry's not been great, so Evans and Lowry Matondo will both get their send-offs this season. Lafondra being the other one to be replaced. And then again, we protect the fitness of Seb Bolton, who has scored potentially the title-winning goal, the title-snatching goal at the end for Hamza Ahmed. And it would feel wrong not to bring Muscat on today. Ali's got a yellow card, the skipper. I'm going to take him off. We're going to put Bissix in at centre-half, move Muscat to left-back. 20 minutes remaining, and we are almost on the cusp of success. Airbus are beating Llandudno. It is all happening for Newtown, and they've saved themselves, which again, for the Build a Nation element, is probably a good thing, because we'd expect to see them in the top tier soon. As Evans wins it for Ahmed, he's beyond the striker. Go on, Hamza Ahmed, he's in. Oh, it's off the post after a save. Brilliant burst of pace, got away from the central defender. I got overexcited there. I thought he was going to get his first goal. And he was a whisker away, thanks to some excellent goalkeeping. Let's just keep up with the scores. Oh, there's a change in situation. Guilsfield have equalised. Newtown are still doing their bit, but if the home side score one more, there is nothing Newtown can do. But they've just gone 2-1 down. So surely now it's going to be Newtown in third, though Denby are winning as well. They're up to fourth, 1 point behind. It's chaos in the battle for promotion. Llandudno have equalised now too. As Muscat's got a throw on the left, there's 2 minutes to go. And by comparison, everything's a bit relaxing here, isn't it? Muscat's taking his time. We're holding on for the title. Not been our best performance, but we're doing the job. It's away as far as Howard, who might shoot from the edge. Tipped onto the bar again. Matondo on the right-hand side. He's offside from the rebound. 3 minutes added on. We're snatching the title. We've been second virtually all year. I know we had the odd day we dropped down to third, but Mould Alex have just been beyond us every time. And I feel like after about 28 weeks of sitting behind them, this is a little bit unfair, isn't it? On the final day, we've snatched it with about 20 minutes to go. And there it is, the Rhyl badge. I'm not sure they would have had time to get that on there that quickly. The JD North title has gone to Rhyl 1879. We are into the top tier, and on the final day, we have snatched silverware, undeservedly, from the grasp of Mould Alex. What a day, what a performance, what a lovely graphic, even a little camera shaking and everything. Some lovely detail in that one. Fantastic performance from our boys, and Seb Bolton with the title winning goal. It's a fitting end to a brilliant campaign. Let's go and get through to see what's happened the rest of the league. We're delighted with that. What a way to win it. We've not deserved it this year, but we'll take it. It should have been second spot. Now it's going to be top. And we are joined in the Welsh Premier League by Mold Alexandra and Newtown, who have produced one hell of a second half of the season recovery. They're up to third place, and on the final day, they nick it and get themselves promoted in that extra spot. Let's go through to the portal and have a quick look at what the board and media have said. They're very happy, I'm sure. Let's go and see what the post-match stuff is all about here. We win the JD North on the final day. The praise of the supporters is coming to us. The board are happy as well. We've just about had a new contract as well last week, which is incredible news for us as a manager. I was going to cover it in the next one, but let's talk about us very quickly. Our first title, 230 quid a week, and now a contract that lasts till next year as well. A fantastic effort to nick it in the end, and what a finish to this first season. It doesn't end there though, because we are going to be returning, of course, for our summer transfer special and to look ahead to our first game in the Welsh Premier League soon. But between now and that, tomorrow in the usual 4:30 slot, we will have our regular season review. So for new players along who haven't seen these Builder Nations or One Club stories before, at the end of each year, we take a moment to step back, reflect on the situation of the club off the pitch and the things that we don't really get to have a look at when we're playing our regular episodes. So we're going to have a little look generally at what we're planning to do with the squad next season, because after promotion, there are obviously big decisions to make. Who we're going to keep, who we're going to move on, and where we're going to look to improve. We'll discuss whether we want to make any tactical tweaks next year and a couple of other notable points off the pitch. And we'll have a look at the top tier of Welsh football, see what's been happening for other sides apart from TNS in their European qualifiers, and keep an eye on their transfer work as well. So if you enjoyed this one, a thrilling first season. It's had a bit of everything, hasn't it? Cup shocks, a bit of a wobble in January where we actually nearly fell out of the top three. And then after being second virtually all season, snatching the title in the final half an hour of the final game. If you enjoyed it, please do chuck a thumbs up on it. Subscribe and turn that notification bell on to make sure you don't miss a thing. Season review tomorrow and then a summer transfer special after top tier promotion with our first game in the Welsh Premier League. I hope you're looking forward to that as much as me. Thank you so much for your support as always. A quick thanks also to everyone for their support with the weekend videos. Obviously something a little bit different, which will be continuing over the next few weeks, as well as starting our Burton Academy Challenge save on a Sunday. That one will have weekly videos throughout the year. And also thank you for the support on Twitch over the last couple of weeks. Loads of people joining us live, an active football chat, and plenty of fun from FM there too. I'm really enjoying it. I hope you are as well. But I'll see you again for the season review tomorrow before the big start to the second season on Wednesday. What a year this is going to be, and what a way to snatch the title.